You're all doing well. Just wanted to get right into it. So how I read is I just do a general reading of the general energy, and then I'll do the clarifiers, tie it all in as a as a summary at the end here. Um, and I just wanted to make mention again, you're not all in the same timeline. Some of you might be making decisions, on a Monday or versus a Friday for somebody else. So again, take it as it resonates. This might be energy that comes to you in the immediate. It might be something that you're just sort of flowing through, and this is the tail end, but however it relates to your story. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for you, Aries, is it does seem like there is something here along the lines of getting clear on some things here. Now, I did pull some of the cards here. Let's kind of flash them forward here so you get like a little bit of an idea of what we're dealing with. Again, there was a reversal here. I don't generally take a lot of the reversals, but if it flies out that way, that's where I'm starting. So what I want to start with here is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune does indicate there's some kind of major shift that you're going through in your life. This, again, it seems to be more fortuitous. So for some of you, this is going to put you on the map in some kind of star quality way, where it's really going to be a lot more of a significant journey ahead going forward. So there's something here that's quite positive, but I also want to say I also have added in health related elements here. So in particular, this does indicate with this combination, there's a major shift that you're going through in terms of your physical health for those that are along that line. I want to say that with the star card, like I said, this does indicate that there is a sense of you healing in some way, in a very significant way. So again, there's a major shift that you're going through, and maybe I'll just start with the health so I don't bounce it around too much. I was just trying to think about how I would address this here, but it's still a very positive card, very, very positive. A lot of your cards here come out as very methodical, grounded energy, which means that you are definitely you're really willing to put more into a situation rather than just keeping it in the mind. So what I see here with the Wheel of Fortune, again, with the star card, does speak to me as there's a lot more healing and hope for you in terms of your health. So I would say that there is a significant recovery that's taking place because of that major shift with the Wheel of Fortune. But it does indicate that there is strong improvement, and it's associated with more of a rejuvenating energy. So there's vitality that's going to return after a period of ill health, things along that line, and possibly even fatigue, all of that goes with it. Now, I want to go into the other healing cards here as well. Sorry, just sort of pulling it through, because we also had the card of Temperance. Now, the Knight of Coins tells me it's kind of a slow recovery. It's a slow process. There's a lot of effort that's having to be made to get through this, and certainly the Temperance card suggests that there's still more along that lines of, a little further out. Hi, Precision. Appreciate that message. So I will say that in terms of, your energy, I feel like it's a crucial time for your health to balance things out, do things in a moderate way. There's a lot of positive energy here with the Temperance card. It also does speak to, maintaining some kind of equilibrium. And so it does suggest that you're finding a right balance between whatever it is you're doing, work, rest, nutrition, exercise, all of that. So it's like small, steady, incremental improvements over time, which will lead to more long-term benefits. And that's why we have the Knight of Coins. That is small, incremental stages over the long term. So we practice some patience, obviously, because it is going to be a gradual process for you. It's not going to be a quick get fit sort of scenario here. It's methodical and steady. So it does imply, again, you're focusing on the long term so that you can acquire sustainable habits. So it's consistency with your exercise, your nutrition, your rest, and then those are going to be the keys to improving your health overall. So now I want to take you through to, yes, lifestyle changes, all of that are a part of this. And again, even when we go back to the Wheel of Fortune, this suggests that there is a change in your fortune, potentially bringing in a health situation that appears again after a period of stagnation or difficulty, because this is a cycle of change. It's a turning point, and it's the end of a tough period. Now, spiritually, I want to go back to the Ace of Swords. So spiritually, I feel like this is telling you that there's a lot more insights that are coming through. There's a lot more clarity. This is a mental breakthrough of some sort. So again, for some of you, it's a spiritual awakening, but it's understanding your spiritual path more clearly. So you're gaining new insights, new perspectives. It's allowing you to overcome mental blocks. Anything that was hindering you is now starting to change. And again, I say hindering you because not only did we have, sorry, I'm just trying to find our hanged man here, but the hanged man was right beside... The Hanged Man was right beside that Eight of Cups. So it does tell me that there's something here about, there's something there that, you're having to shift your perspective about. So your belief system somehow may have been, blocking you and blocking your progress. So I feel like this is indicating there's been a spiritual or personal growth moment here, and now you're surrendering to it. You're letting go. That's why the Eight of Cups here in reverse. You're letting go of an old belief or a pattern, something along that line, which is now allowing for more growth. And not only that, again, there's still big major shifts going on for you, but we also have that energy here with, excuse me, the Three of Cups was here as well. So the Three of Cups is also that card of celebration, joy, connection. There could be a celebration that's coming in for you. And I believe this is your birthday month. So happy birthday to those that are celebrating. But it definitely feels like really good energy there. And again, it feels like there's more of a communal experience, even in terms of, just finding more support in this month. I feel like there's more of a sharing. There's more of, people with like-minded sort of belief systems around you that are coming around more often here. And because this also belongs in that category of emotional fulfillment, you have a sense of belonging. Now we have the where was it? The Three of Coins, and we also have the Ace of Coins. And we have the Four of Coins. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of grounded energy. So what I want to say with those three cards there alone, that tells me that your financial situation is improving in some way. There could be, you're still kind of pulled back emotionally in terms of the way that how you sort of deal with things, hanging on very tightly to the money, that kind of thing. But there's almost like there's a new opportunity for some kind of gain for some of you, or a new job offer that's coming in with that Ace of Coins. Very grounded, good money, that kind of thing. And of course, the Three of Cups was still there. So it's like an element of celebration around that as well. So to me, it does speak to being cautious about your money with the Four of Coins, but there's also that indicator of letting go of the unnecessary financial stress that you might have, had, because this is more of an open, balanced approach to wealth and gain. So again, I feel like very positive cards for financial prospects. New opportunities for wealth or advancement or material gain here. And I do feel like there is, for some of you, an investment that's going to come in. It could be a new job or a raise, something like that. But either way, it impacts your finances. So again, it's a fresh start in the material world and even in terms of your physical health. So a lot of good energy there. And also a sense of collaboration as well. But I still feel like overall, whatever this is, you're refining your craft, your skill set, something like that, and that's helping you to improve your financial situation. Something's going to pay off over time. Now, again, going back to that Eight of Cups in reverse, I want to say that, oh, sorry, there it was. So what I want to say with that Eight of Cups in reverse, it does indicate here that this is you grappling with some of your feelings or your emotions, still a little bit resistant to change. So that can be the thing that you're leaving behind here in this month, because it feels like that was emotional stagnation. So again, it feels like, you were still emotionally attached to a past situation. You wanted to avoid moving ahead emotionally, maybe afraid of change or loss. But again, there's so much energy here that you're at a completing cycle. And going through a big shift. And again, even with a 10 of batons, this is overwhelm, this is burden, this is responsibilities. Whatever the weight of the current situation is for you, it's a heavy load. Again, emotional, mental, or physical, but it feels like you're going to, this is the final end of it. And so going forward into May, I feel like you're going to feel like a whole new person. There's going to be some kind of resurgence of your vitality in some way, because you may be trying to find that equilibrium with your personal life, health, all of the, work and finding a way to balance all those aspects out. And I feel like you get some ideas with the Ace of Swords. And as well, Eight of Batons tells me there's something fast wrapping up here as well. Now, again, we did, going back to that Ace of Swords here, That also indicates it's a strong breakthrough moment in terms of health. There's more clarity in how you're going forward. So this is you getting the necessary information that you need to move ahead. You're finding the right approach, to a treatment plan or a mental shift around your health. You're gaining some kind of new knowledge either way that allows you to take control of your life again. And again, with the Knight of Coins coming out there, sorry, just trying to find him there, with the Knight of Coins coming out there, steady methodical improvement, consistent effort. I just feel like overall you found something or realized something in this month that is putting you back on track. And again, it's after a challenging period because of that 10. That cycle, this is just residual energy. And it's some kind of idea, like I said, that comes through that helps you to sort of implement a new plan for yourself. Now, just to wrap it up here, again, the Eight of, sorry, where are we here? The Eight of Cups that we had in reverse. Now, again, just to wrap this up, this is the card of you being a little bit resistant to make some changes, unhealthy habits or patterns, whatever that is for you. But you are making the change nonetheless, because it's still, even if it's in the, this is the card that came out indicating that's where the resistance is. But the fact is it came out still with the Eight of Cups, meaning you're letting that go. You do make the shift because of the Hanged Man energy there. You do eventually make this shift in this month, which is seeing your health challenges in a new way. So there's new light coming through here. You're changing your approach to healing or business or whatever it is here, but you're moving forward in some way. 1 to 2 months is what I would say for that clarity moment to come through. You're still kind of going through it, but it's starting out. So likely within the next 1 to 2 months is when you really start to see things happen. Again, because we had the Knight of Coins there, it is more of a slow, methodical approach. So it's going to expand over time, slow, steady progress. But also in the next 3 to 6 months, I feel like that's when you really commit to more regular habits with something. And again, even with the Wheel of Fortune, big shift coming in here, change for the better. 3 to 6 months, I would say on that one. You do still have positive changes, like I said, spiritually, physically coming in. We had the Temperance card that was here as well. So that tells me that and the star that's kind of guiding things here as well. So it does indicate that it will require steady, consistent effort, and mental clarity to improve gradually. So again, you got a breakthrough moment coming in, and 1 to 6 months for maintaining that with moderation and balance. 1 to 6 months for that. But overall, I feel monetarily, new opportunities are coming in for you. We had some really good cards, with the Ace, the 4, the 3. So in other words, 3, 4. You've got the new start here. It goes from 3 to 4. So that is upscaling, upgrading something. So it's like the next level on something. So whatever it is that you were doing financially, you've got a very grounded approach here. And I feel like you'll be able to focus on steadily working towards your goals. And again, could be other people that are coming in here, but it still feels like fantastic new beginnings anyway, especially in terms of your finances. Fresh opportunity, again, to build more of a long-lasting career. New role that might be coming in here, but it does point to you upscaling to the next level of whatever this is. So you're better than you were before with whatever this is. 3 of Coins, like I said, teamwork, collaboration. It's building it up to that level. So there could be, colleagues, mentors, teams, something like that that's coming in to help you work more closely together to build the environment that you need. But again, we are finished with the hardship and a lot of those things. You're in the tail energy of it with the 10 of batons. So again, burnout here. This is stress, weighed down by the responsibilities. And this is now setting the boundaries and not overextending yourself, because you now understand what's going on. With that Hanged Man, you've made the shift. You're mentally starting to reevaluate your career path in a way, but you're still, there's still a little bit of a waiting period before you shift into this entirely different angle, or changing the direction of the opportunity. But again, you were still in that 8 of Cups energy in reverse, but you're going to shift out of that soon. And that will tell me that, this is where you finally move into that position. You're not fearing the changes anymore, or you're not fearing the role that you're going to have to move into on a career path. You're making the changes. So again, you're still fearing the change, but you are going to, because it's in reverse, but you will eventually move into that energy and turn it around. So again, a lot of Knight of Coins and all of that is still you being a hard worker, long-term path, patience, consistency, steady growth, practical increments toward a career path. But there will be a big shift initially here with that Wheel of Fortune. So there's a big shift that's coming in that kind of sets the course for things. But it's like once you make that decision, that big shift comes in, you get the clarity, then you start incrementally planning is what I would say there. So significant change likely coming in very soon, unexpected sort of change. But I still feel like you've got a longer haul way to go here, but you're getting a lot more help. And there's going to be, like I said, a lot more here about you achieving the success or the purpose that you want to be aligned with. So there will be personal satisfaction with this. I want to say that Ace of Coins, sorry, the Ace of Coins, which we had over here. Quite like that card. I don't know why, just something about that appeals to me. Anyway, Ace of Coins is still speaking to a new opportunity that you're starting to manifest in the next 1 to 3 months here. You're going to start building something, you know, financially. And I feel like, again, the Knight of Coins that came out there, steady, methodical progress. Again, career-oriented, 3 to 6 months. Something will become apparent to you as a clear step forward. Yeah, so anyway, again, career in the next 1 to 6 months, I feel like you'll undergo something significant of a change for you. And I do feel potential collaboration will be a key role in your growth. Yeah, and then like I said, because you're still in that resistance position with the Eight of Cups, I still feel like positive changes will happen kind of unexpectedly, like I said, because I just feel like your health might be a factor for some of you, but 1 to 6 months, like I say, is when I think you're going to have that opportunity for growth. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that because I think I've pretty much gone through most of the cards in enough detail. Keep moving forward, guys, and stay tuned for the next read.